Hi guys, it's your boy Shinobi Sage here with a review for John Wick Chapter 4. Let's get it. The retired but working boogeyman himself is back, but this time he's taken the fight against the high table in order to earn his freedom. However, he must fight against old friends and a new powerful enemy. John Wick holds a special place when it comes to action movies for me. The first John Wick movie was a great and enjoyable action flick, and the reason why I liked it so much is because it was a hitman movie with Keanu Reeves. Like, what more could you want? And all of the subsequent sequels were great to watch. But guys, John Wick 4 will go down as one of the best action movies of all time. This movie had an ensemble cast. Of course, it had Keanu Reeves, who can do no wrong and always brings his A game in these movies. We had the usuals, Lawrence Fishburne and Ian McShane, who also put up good performances. And we had the great martial arts actor himself, Donnie Yen, in this movie. And guys, other than John Wick, this had to be my favorite character in the movie. He was so badass, and what made him so sick was that he was basically Daredevil. By far, like, he was a great addition to the cast. We also got some new characters in the movie as well. We had Bill Skarsgård, who played the main antagonist named Vincent de Gramont, and a bounty hunter who at first I thought was played by John David Washington, but the actor's name is Shamir Anderson, and both of them did very well with what they were given. But guys, it wouldn't be a John Wick movie without the action, right? And let me tell you, this movie, in my opinion, had the best fight scenes in the entire franchise. John Wick Parabellum had very good fight scenes, but one thing about Chad Stahelski is that this man manages to outdo himself almost every movie. The fight scenes in this movie were great, and there were two particular fight scenes I would talk about. The first one was in one of the continental hotels in Japan, and that fight scene had Hiroyuki Sanada and Rina Sawayama in it, and both of them were terrific. That fight scene was just so excellent, you know, the way the movie was choreographed. And I will say, the cinematography in this movie was way better than it was in the previous ones. Like, they really upgraded. The lighting, the environments, the settings were just so sick. Like, everybody got their time to shine, and everybody was badass. And in particular, there was one segment where it had a scene between Hiroyuki Sanada and Donnie Yen. That scene reminded me of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And one thing I will say about Chad Stahelski is that this man, not just in this movie, but in the three previous movies, you can really see his passion and dedication, the love he has for martial arts movies. He's been able to take elements from many great martial arts movies and integrate them into the John Wick franchise. Chad Stahelski did a very good job with the action scenes once again, especially with like someone like Donnie Yen and Hiroyuki Sanada, who have experience with these type of movies. I think he directed them very well. The fight scene they had in France, oh my God, the camera work was way more dynamic. That fight scene in France was so fucking chaotic, and I love it. There was this one particular scene where they did like an overhead shot. The overhead shot was like a one take shot. That was excellent. That was brilliant when I watched that. Shamir Anderson also did a good job. He was able to hold his own, you know. I think he did a good job with the stunt work. And as always, Keanu Reeves does a fantastic job with the action scenes. Let me tell you, the dog in this movie had fucking superpowers. Like, that dog was so sick. Also, it wouldn't be a John Wick movie if he didn't fall down the stairs, and he fell down the stairs a lot. This movie was more story driven, you know. The runtime, I believe the runtime was 2 hours and 50 minutes. It was quite a long movie. It was also quite an emotional movie as well. The chemistry between Keanu Reeves and Ian McShane throughout the entire movie, as well as Donnie Yen, I believe they executed those scenes very well. They were able to capture the emotion. Keanu Reeves, as always, did an excellent job with what he was given, especially in the emotional scenes. He really brought it, and we really felt for him in this movie, you know. Like, he just couldn't catch a break. One thing I like about this series is that they always talk about the consequences of your actions, and boy, this movie had a lot of consequences, let me tell you that. When it comes to Bill Skarsgård's performance, he wasn't really a threatening force. I felt more threatened by his bodyguard, played by Marco Zorro, rather than Bill Skarsgård. And what's funny is that it's almost like the movie knew that he wasn't as threatening as other characters. They did a certain thing in the movie to keep the plot moving forward, so to speak. It's been confirmed that this is the final movie of the franchise, and watching this movie, I will say the franchise, it does kind of seem a bit incomplete. they kept on mentioning the High Table, and the only member we saw of the High Table was Bill Skarsgård's character. This movie was gonna actually have a part 5, but Keanu Reeves and the director were kind of done with the franchise after filming this one, so it seemed like the story, it had much more to tell regarding the High Table and who those members are and everything. It completed John Wick's character's story arc. We could have delved deeper into the High Table, who those members are, and a bit more world building there. But they have confirmed that there is going to be a Continental series coming out. They might go more into detail for that series, you know, who knows. With Shamir Anderson's character, the script didn't really do a good job actually delving into who his character is. Throughout the movie, he was referred to as Mr. Nobody, and really and truly, like, this guy came out of nowhere. I think he could have gotten a bit of backstory to who he is and why he's doing what he's doing. This movie franchise wouldn't be what it is without Keanu Reeves. The man's dedication, his passion for the character of John Wick, all of the action sequences we've gotten throughout these movies, it was Keanu Reeves who, as well as the director, who brought that to life. Overall, guys, this was a fantastic movie to watch. I loved the fight scenes. I loved the emotional character moments. I really enjoyed the new characters. And guys, if you haven't seen this movie, I beg you, go and watch this movie. If you haven't seen this franchise, I don't know what you're doing. Start watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next week, stay blessed.